Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the show. You join me here in my study. Well, actually, this is the downstairs study, not the other study that I was in previously. But this is more of a, I guess, a library than a study. But anyway, today we're going to be starting a new series. Well, actually, before we get into this new series, I think it's fair to give the series a bit of context. I'll get into it in just a moment, but of course I have to do my customary wristwatch check. This is the Squire 1521. I've only brought 6 or 7 of my watches, so you know the rotation is not as wide, but I really am enjoying the 1521. Okay, so wristwatch check done. Let's roll the intro and get into this video. Okay, welcome back guys. Now today is the first in a series of videos looking at how to be a gentleman. And you see, I don't even like that title because, to be honest, I don't feel qualified enough to give that kind of advice, and that's probably why this video has come about. A lot of you write to me asking advice on things like etiquette, behavior, how to improve yourself culturally, academically, educationally, with literature, with art, with things like this. And to be honest, it's such an involved process, it's such a nuanced, such a broad subject that I couldn't quite possibly, I could never answer it in an email. And I have promised a lot of you that I would be addressing this in a new video series in the new year. But before we get into that, because it's such a broad subject, we really have to kind of understand what exactly a gentleman is. What do we mean by that term? And I thought I would start in the most logical place for me, and that is my role model. One of the biggest inspirations in my life and for the show is my grandfather, and he kind of started off this passion for horology. If you guys have been following the show for a while, you would know that the cornerstone of my watch collection is his pocket watch, and it has the little lion holding the cross, his family crest, that has become the kind of branding or the logo really of the channel. So for me, if I'm asked the question, you know, how to be a gentleman, or who do I look for in terms of a better understanding of what it really means, I look towards my grandfather. Now, my grandfather wasn't perfect. He, you know, nobody is. But he did embody a lot of the traditional qualities of the old school definition of the word gentleman, which really is more to do with aristocratic rank rather than what the word has become nowadays. And another reason why it's important to really kind of understand the traditional definition of the word is because in these days and times the word is bandied about so much. There's so many vlogs and blogs, countless gentlemen's this and gentlemen's that. You know, there's a ton of vlogs out there. But one thing I have noticed that they all have in common is they don't have much substance to them in terms of, you know, talking about responsibility of being a gentleman, the etiquette, behavior, the cultural understanding, education, dealing with wealth or the acquisition of wealth, or attitudes towards such subjects. In fact, they almost kind of, I would say, veer towards Philistinism, which is very, very anti, again, you know. Now, let's be clear here. I'm not trying to turn everybody into, you know, highbrow intellectuals. But however, an understanding of a culture and literature and art and music and all of these kind of things and languages is very important, and it is a cornerstone, what really defines a gentleman. And I think this is hugely overlooked and ignored in a lot of vlogs, almost dangerously so. I mean, I was watching a YouTube channel just the other day about, I'm not going to mention the name, but it was about gentlemen's attire and everything. And I was immediately thinking, well, okay, they've understood about, you know, fitted suits and, you know, picking the right jacket and the right shoe and matching this and that. But, you know, if you dress up a gorilla, right, they're still just a gorilla in the suit. You know, you can't, there's a much more deeper meaning to the word gentleman that is bandied about with such ease these days. It's become this almost grotesque, vulgar kind of marketing term. And it's a little bit like luxury branding. That's another thing that's completely, you know, it went from all about quality now to completely all about image. And I think the same thing with being a gentleman and these kind of things. So it's a very large subject, and you know, I always try to keep kind of an eye on culture and the importance of art and music and all the rest of it. That's just very integral to me and how I've been brought up. But why should you listen to me? This is another thing that always in the back of my mind. I mean, who am I to speak on such subjects, you know? So I thought today I would delve in the archives and have a look at some family photos and share with you just exactly what my background, my family's background, some of my family. I mean, I have an Italian side of the family. It's very, very dramatically different. It's going to take a bit of research, and as I'm in the United Kingdom, I'm seeing a lot of my family members over Christmas, and I thought I would, you know, pick their brains a little bit, kind of try and do a little bit of research, especially people that I admire hugely, and that I find very inspirational in my life, and that have shaped the I'd say my mentality and my outlook, and shaped the person I am, really. So I thought I would talk to them and kind of make notes and do a little bit of research and come up with something that was a little bit more, that went a little bit deeper than just, you know, mere aesthetics that these vlogs seem to endlessly spout out. I thought the best place to start would be to share my own background, a little bit of my own background with you guys, and let you see what kind of world my family came from and what was considered gentlemanly in the old sense. This is going to be in episodes. So we're going to address education, we're going to address taste, we're going to address style, we're going to address culture and education and wealth and responsibilities and etiquette and all the rest of it. But of course, you know, I'm not an expert in any of these things, but some of my family members are. Some of my family members are very much still involved with high society and that kind of world where they know how to behave at a white tie event, for example, or they might have gone to much more prestigious schools than I ever did. I mean, I got to be honest, guys. I'm the least academic. My own autodidactic habits have formed over the years through personal interest. I thought what I was taught at school actually what was forced upon me. I always resisted. I never liked conforming in that regard. So, you know, I'm not the one really to talk about education and stuff. Although I do read a lot, and I watch a lot of international cinema, and it is very important to have a broad outlook and understanding of the world, and And I do understand that, and it has enriched my life, and I want to share some of these things with you. So what I'm going to be doing over Christmas, I'm going to be spending a lot of time with my family. I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to little observations of the behavior and advice and things that really distinguish them as real gentlemen. And then I'm going to try and compile it and put together everything I've learned into episodes with different subjects, and share it with you guys, because I feel that I'm in a very privileged position where I have access to this kind of world that a lot of people don't. And in a moment you'll see exactly what I mean. I think it would be silly for me not to take advantage and not to learn some of it and not to share some of it on the program, because I wouldn't have got into watches and horology had it have not been for my grandfather and not been for my family's tradition of owning timepieces. So we're going to have a look at a really broad spectrum of things. I'm also going to share with you my own personal art collection. This is a very important thing, so that's something to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to sharing with you some of the art I collect. It goes into so many facets of life, and horology and timepieces. That's another thing. I have a lot of clocks that I've inherited and some that I've bought myself that I want to share as well. So there's so much cultural stuff of significance to the channel that I really think is important to share with you guys. Anyway, so enough talking. Let's switch perspectives now and have a closer look at my family. Okay, and welcome back, guys. Now here we are. I've got a stack of family photo albums, and I've gone through, kind of picked out some of the most interesting parts. So you'll notice 3 letters here, and this is my grandfather's initials, GHW, and that's pretty much where I got my TGV from. So people that are always asking, what does TGV stand for? It's just my initials, and as I go through this, you'll see family members that have also kind of adopted it. It's just a thing we do. So some of these pictures, 1912, go right back to my great-grandparents and even beyond. So we'll start with just a few family pictures that I thought are quite interesting. So these are my great-great-grandparents, my grandfather's father and mother. And it's quite nice that he's actually signed it there, and quite amazing to see the different way they dressed. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I'll show you a picture. This is the family home. This is during fox hunt. Let me just zoom in a bit. So all the beagles. And beautiful stately home, absolutely stunning. Fast forward a little bit, and of course you guys, you will undoubtedly remember this guy. This is my great grandfather, Captain Garth Neville Wolford VC, and he was recently honoured at a Victoria Cross ceremony this last, the Remembrance Day that just passed. And you'll notice this moustache seems to everybody has moustaches in my family. Well, quite a cool picture from Egypt. Who went to Egypt? 1910. Cousin Garth in Egypt, right? So he must have been stationed in Egypt at some point. Now we'll fast forward a little bit. This is my Uncle Jack, and this is his he was quite a handsome chap, and this is 1919, and this is Uncle Jack. This is Uncle Jack at Sandhurst. A lot of my family, you guys know, as I've said before, very dapper chap. There's Jack again. A lot of my family, a lot of horse pictures. A lot of my family were in the military. Quite a few went to Sandhurst, so just move that out of the way. So the next one, this is a little bit later, again GHW. and this is education. So I thought I'd share with you. This is my grandfather going to Harrow from 1915 to 1920. And if we look at this picture here, where is my grandfather? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is, right at the back. So just move the camera. There's my grandfather. Now you recognize him because he had the one eye. This is a little bit later on. Where is he? There he is with the one eye. There's my grandfather there. So this is at Harrow, 1918. Oh, and there's my Uncle Jack. And you'll recognise him there. There's my Uncle Jack, looking very dapper. That's him right there. Harrow is basically the family tradition. And what's quite interesting about this is the names at the bottom. A lot of these names, Corkadale, there you go. That's Princess Diana's family, I think. So, you know, a lot of quite Middleton, Manning, Jenkins, Corkadale. There we go again. So this one's quite incredible. Look at the. I think that's little Ernie's cousin there. Right. So this is my grandfather. In the cadets, all these students were expected to serve in the cadets. Where is he? There you go. There he is. Looking very serious. I'll just skip this a bit. Lots of military pictures. Of course, it is my family. Cricket. We'll skip the cricket. Where was it? Right, and of course Cambridge. So this is Trinity College, Cambridge. That my grandfather went to from 1920 to 1923. The chapel there. Really beautiful old pictures. And these also included, let's just fast forward this a little bit, punting on Cambridge River. Very typical of Cambridge. And now of course his rooms at Cambridge. Now these were supposedly haunted. They were quite famous rooms. And when I do a tour of my art collection, you'll recognise these are some of my grandfather's paintings. And you'll see these around my house. So, and of course butterflies. It's quite funny, as you guys know, I've started collecting those, and I hadn't even known that he collected them too, so that's pretty cool. Beautiful pictures of his room, really detailed. You can see all his belongings, and so this is his dorms at Cambridge. Some horse racing pictures. This is priceless. Now all gentlemen were expected to ride back in the day. So this is the Cottersham steeplechase from 1923, and that is my grandfather racing. You might have seen this on my Instagram. It's a fantastic picture. And he's riding Sunshine. It's his horse Sunshine. And over here we got, there's my grandfather, GHW, Cambridge University steeplechase. So there's some more pictures of him racing. So I thought that was really cool. So moving on. And while we're on the subject of horses, I thought I would share with you this amazing picture. More fox hunting pictures, obviously, but this is horse Melton. Look at those legs, those dark legs. It looks like it's got socks on, but beautiful way to see how he's dressed. Of course, I'm sure it was Harris tweed or something similar. Some really stunning, beautiful pictures of him fox hunting. Just absolutely stunning. So this is 1924. pictures of horses, obviously. Some of the family. I'm going to skip this because some of this I prefer to keep private, obviously, because. But stunning picture of him on the horse in a top hat. So this was for Boxing Day, Christmas 1926. This is before World War II, obviously. Oh, and there's my grandfather in action, racing. Absolutely stunning picture. Beautiful, the movement, you know. And he won that race, so that's pretty cool. And of course, my grandfather. And on this one, the Rolls. Now, my grandfather didn't have any other cars apart from Rolls Royces. Now, originally he had the Phantom 2, which is this one. Let's just zoom in a bit. So originally he had the Phantom 2, this was in 1958. This is quite a while later, so I think this is the castle in Ireland. That was a family friend. I'll skip these because they're too personal. But so first he had the Phantom 2, which is beautiful Rolls, absolutely stunning. 1958, and then I think later there's another picture of it. This is at Blenheim Palace. Wow, okay. And then later he got the Silver Cloud Black, which is this one. I think this was his third Rolls. And then he got the Silver Cloud in silver, which I think this is absolutely 1964, stunning. And that outbuilding was specially converted to house it with heating to keep the Rolls, because they're quite difficult to maintain, these cars. There is more pictures of the Rolls. Here's some of his earlier pictures. This is some really cool pictures of his quite modern taste in a lot of these artworks. I still have dotted about. In fact, I have one of these sofas. We just sold this one. There's a good picture of my great-grandfather going off on a hunt. When was this? There you go, HSW on Flight. This horse was called Flight. Stunning. I think there's another picture of him here. Yeah, there he is. Lots and lots of hunting pictures and a lot of traveling. This is Iceland. Beautiful travels in Iceland. There's some pictures of Italy as well. This is the original Rolls. This is in 1938. And this one here, you see my grandfather there. This was yellow, and when he built Frognall 66, which is it's become this iconic building in London, he had the front door matching the yellow of the Rolls, which was pretty cool. And then of course these are my two great grandparents, which is HNW and HSW. And just look at how dapper they are. That's how a real gentleman dressed. Look at their shoes, beautifully polished. Huge trousers. I mean, this was when? 1939. My God, so the war was just about to break out. Really dapper. In fact, my great-grandfather here, I think he's got quite flamboyant for that day and age anyway. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, this is all personal. This is travels in, where is this? This is Spain. This is personal pictures. I'm not going to go into that. And then of course I thought I'd show you, where is it? This is a really cool picture of my Uncle Jack. Look at this fella, very handsome chap. And this is in his military uniform. I think this must have been after Sandhurst, year 1923. Jack went on to fight in the Second World War, in Burma and North Africa. And this is a really cool picture of, look, this is Ernest's cousin there. Really cool pictures of all the officers together. Look at all the medals, quite stunning. Anyway, so that was 1922. A lot of military pictures, parades, this kind of thing. Some pictures of Switzerland here. It's quite interesting. Switzerland. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we'll fast forward here. Okay, and then one of the last ones, I mean, we have tons of pictures, but one of the last ones I thought I'd share with you. It's my grandfather again at a wedding, and I thought I'd show you him in a top hat and overcoat, looking frightfully dapper with leather gloves, and look at his shoes. Absolutely. I mean, it's almost a stereotype of Englishman, isn't it? Just stunning. This is all family weddings. I'm not going to get into, but there are some pictures of the Rolls at the back. This is the Phantom 2 again, so this is his third or second Rolls, I can't remember, but just 1956. Just beautiful, beautiful machine. Really stunning pictures. Lots of wedding family stuff. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let's take it back to the study. Okay, welcome back guys. Now, I hope you found some of that interesting. Please stay tuned. In the new year I will be commencing episodes. We're going to talk about style, education, culture, and hopefully I will try and think of ways, that inexpensive ways, completely free, that you can improve yourself, and recommendations of where to start, and everything from etiquette to handling money to all the rest of it. I think it's so crucial. It's what makes a well-rounded individual, is to have all of these things. So I'm really going to be concentrating over this Christmas period to try and find out and pick the brains of my family members and get as much information as I can and condense it into episodes for the new year to share with you guys. So please stay tuned. Thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it useful, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Okay guys, ciao.